Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Dragon Warrior 3 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Last episode, Prince Ernie and his companions Tennison, Sadie, and Indy managed to get the ship. They warped back to Liahan here to save their game, but now they're going to warp over to Romilly and grab the ship there. So, the ship actually turns out that it did come with us. It's just way to the south there. So, but the ship will appear with us when we head to Romilly. So, there's the ship right there. We headed to Asarim first. The only reason I'm heading here is because there's an enemy that I wanted to meet that's on the other side of this cave. That's the highest percentage to where to find it. So I just want to get this guy out of the way here real quick. So, move my inventory a little bit here to get the Staff of Judgment up toward the front, so I can use it in battle. I don't have to scroll through a lot of menus to get to it. So this is where it'll appear right away. So, here we go. And like I said, it's the heat cloud. It's like a 29% chance to run into it. So I'm surprised I didn't run into it when I first came through this area, but we'll just grab it real quick here, and then, like I said, then we'll warp to Romilly. So, take our ship from there. Then, whatchamacallit, now the ship opens up, like I said, a whole bunch of the world, so you might get lost. A lot of people complained that, you know, in Dragon Warrior 2, that, you know, it wasn't always clear where you needed to go once you got the boat. So much more clearer here in Dragon Quest 3. As soon as you get the boat, if you'd come out of Portoga, you see like a little lighthouse. You enter that lighthouse and the guy tells you basically where you should go. And then from there you just follow his directions, and they all kind of point you in the correct direction you need to go. And they also give you an idea of what you kind of need to do, what's your next portion of the quest. So you got these heat clouds, like those hunter flies. They can cast, well, the hunter flies cast fireball. These guys release a flame breath. So, but it's like a fireball in the sense that it hits everybody in your party. So, as I was saying, there's a lot of enemies now that are starting to use multi-targeting attacks that hit everybody. So that's going to become like the new norm. But we're getting a lot of abilities to start attacking them. Tennison has, you know, the Firebane spell, and now Sadie and Indy both have the Staff of Judgments to cast the Inferno spell. So it's a weaker wind-based spell, but it does decent damage for the time that we're in right now. So I'm gonna get good use out of that. So we'll probably even keep it around once we get the upgraded weapon for them, which would be their strongest sword that they can theoretically equip. The Zombie Slayer does extra damage to undead enemies, but we're gonna have to save up for that. So here's that lighthouse that I was mentioning. We just head up here, and the lighthouse keeper is gonna let us know what we need to do. From here, if you row south along the coast, you'll go across the Cape of Tendaki. If you keep going along the shoreline, you reach the Bharata and finally Japan, known as the Golden Country. It said whoever gathers the 6 orbs scattered throughout the world can travel anywhere without a ship. Which is good because Baramus, the Archfiend, will find out that his castle is landlocked, surrounded by mountains. There's no way into it, and unlike, it's kind of like Hargon's castle in Dragon Warrior 2, but there's no cave to Rhone in this game that'll take us out to Rome, or where Baramus' castle is. There's a cave that'll take us near Baramus' castle, but not to like the front steps. So we're gonna have to find another way. So it looks like we're gonna have to gather these 6 orbs. So basically, what this guy told us was, you know, head south. We'll come across this village Tendaki, and then keep going around, hug the coast, and eventually we'll end up in the Japan area. We kind of saw where the Japan area was. We saw the village. We just couldn't get to it. It was to the east of Bharata. When you were doing that quest over there, by the Shrine of Dharma, we were just like wandering around a little bit. we ran into that one guy who was from Japan. He was like, "Yeah, there's a multi-headed dragon, the Orochi, who's terrorizing the country." So it looks like we're gonna have to go there and take out the Orochi. But we got some other things to that'll occupy us in the meantime. So there's gonna be a few little stops and diversions along the way while we're traveling to the south and around that cape. So we have 2 new enemies here: the Man of Wars, the jellyfish on the left. They can paralyze you if they hit you. They can be annoying. The marine slimes there, they have pretty high defense, so it's really tough to. They seem to resist spells as well, so they can be a little bit of a pain. They're not as bad as the slime snails that are on the land around the Japan area. Those guys are bad because they can cast Sleep and Ice Bolt. Put your whole party to sleep and then slowly whittle you down with icicle attacks. And they also have that really high defense and tend to resist spells really well. But these guys, at least they don't have massive spells to attack you, or an ability to like put you to sleep. So we're getting good level ups here still with all the characters. So heal up in between hand here. Eventually, Sadie and Indy, they probably already learned. They already learned like a heal spell. That's a pilgrim spell they get basically at level 1. It's one of the first spells they learn. But they have so little MP right now that I'm just gonna save it for if they get another big spell like Firebane or something. So we're just gonna hug the coast. That way we stick close to the coast, and we get to see a bunch of like little settlements, like that lighthouse there. We'll see a few more shrines. Gather all the information that we can at those. Now these Hades condos are really annoying. I'm using the Blaze more spell on them to try to get them to take them out as quick as possible, because they cast a spell called Limbo. If that spell hits you, it'll transport one of your characters all the way back to the Luisa's pub in Aliahan. So to say like Sadie was teleported away. And then you'll have to work back to Aliahan and pick that character back up at the cafe where you originally recruited them. So we don't want to lose any of those party members, because that would just set us back. We'd have to pick them up and then warp back to Romilly or Portugal and go all this way again. So as I said, I just wanted to eliminate them as soon as possible, so that we have less chance. The less rounds they're alive, the less rounds that they could potentially cast that spell and send somebody away. Now they can never send Prince Ernie away, or whoever your hero is, because your hero, until you actually beat the game, your hero can never be dropped off at the pub. So here we have another new enemy, the Mozon, like a merman basically. As the little thing up there says, they can cast a defense spell to lower your defense so that their physical attacks do more damage to you. So they can be annoying like that, but otherwise they're not too bad. They don't have a lot of hit points, so Prince Ernie might be able to take them in one hit. So there's that defensive spell that they're using to take us on defense down a little bit. You can see a little bit of the difference between Sadie and Indy. Sadie was raised as a pilgrim. Not a pilgrim, Sadie is a pilgrim now. Sadie was raised initially as a merchant. So Sadie has a much higher strength than Indy does. So you notice that like when Sadie and Indy physically attack, even though they both have the same weapon, Sadie will do more damage because her strength is higher, because she was raised in a class that had better strength growth. So even though that stats got cut in half, it still made enough of a difference that Sadie deals more damage with a physical attack. There's another little shrine for us to visit. Hop up. And they were really really nice because basically when you do the warp spell, it always starts at the beginning of the day. And if you basically leave from Portigo or Romilly or set off in your ship, you're going to arrive in the Tindaki region, the Cape. There's the shrine next to the west of Japan there. Looks like we can't make use of this travel door though because we have the final key door blocking the way. We're going to learn a little bit more about the final key coming up, so. But yeah, we want to reach the Tindaki region because there's a village there, and you can only do things in this village at night, and we'll see why in a little bit. But so the game is kind of set that you're gonna reach this village at night with the only time you can interact with folks in it. So the developers are really thinking ahead. So once you get down to this area here, where you see a little passageway through the mountains, you want to head down this little lake, this little river. At the end here, we run into a small village. And here we run into some new enemies, witch doctors. These guys can summon Horks for help, and they can also cast the Heal More spell. So that's really annoying, because Heal More is strong enough that it pretty much will restore them basically to full hit points. And he's calling for reinforcements right away. And they're kind of a tiny enemy, so they can have up to five of them on the screen. So they can get 2 more Horks. They can get another Hork over to the left if one of the other ones called for help. So Horks, like I said, they sometimes waste their time doing nothing, although sometimes they'll just parry. So they're not really much of a problem. We want to focus on the witch doctors because, say, if we just start focusing on the Hork, the witch doctors might just cast Heal More and heal up the Hork up. So we want to try to get rid of the witch doctors as quick as possible. So we'll be using a lot of multi-targeting attacks, using those Staff of Judgments. I accidentally attacked the Hork with the Blaze More spell. I wanted to go after the witch doctor. So we want to try to get rid of them as quick as possible. Number B is taking some damage there. So hopefully we get a good hit here from the Staff of Judgment to finish off that one. Nope. So we just keep doing our thing. We can parry trick with Indian Sadie. Yeah, it feels weird not being able to do it with Prince Ernie, but he has the highest defense, so that's why we put him back on the front. And the most hit points, because like I said, Sadie and Indies, when they class changed, they lost hit points, got cut in half. So, but we got rid of one of those shamans, 2 of them now. So it's not that bad. That C is really lucky against magic. This is the first time magic hit him there. He avoided all the other previous times when he used that Staff of Judgment. So there he is using the Heal More spell. So yeah, he's basically back at full health here. So it's actually good that he actually called the Hork reinforcement, because that allows us to focus in on him, hopefully finish him off this round. Nope, but he's close. So we're going to try to take care of these guys. We'll take care of them. Whatchamacallit? We will get extra experience though from those Horks that they do summon. So it's not all that bad when they call reinforcements. That's one way. Later on there will be a thing called Goopies. They're those hands that were in Dragon Wars 2. The game manual actually says, like, it might be good to let them survive, because they keep calling help. They have a really high chance to call for reinforcements, and so you can kind of build up a lot of experience by just having them keep calling like a reinforcement. Then you defeat the reinforcement because they're not that strong of an enemy. So it's one way to build up experience in just one battle, but I don't think you really need to do that. The best place to, is like a metal babble. They're like an advanced version of the metal slime. They have a lot of experience. So And they can drop the Shoes of Happiness, which give you 1 experience points every time you step on the field. Welcome to the village of Tendaki. Like I said, this step only happens at night. If you go east around the Cape Tendaki and go to the river, you'll find a dark, gaping hole in the earth. And that's a volcano. We're going to learn what we have to do with that volcano. We'll visit that hole a little bit later, but there's no reason for us to visit it now. We'll end up visiting a different place instead. They say the Archfiend resides deep in the northern mountains of Necrogrand. How great it would be to be able to fly. Well, maybe we can fly if we get those 6 orbs. This is a prison, get out. There's a prisoner, unfortunately we can't talk with him because we don't have the final key. We don't want to stay at the inn yet, we want to talk with all the villagers first. This is carrying Joe too far, would you say? Are the villages destroyed by the Archfiend? Come on. There's a lot of stuff we want to buy here. We want to get magic armor. That reduces fire damage, and it's basically like the best armor for your sage and your pilgrim. It'd also be really good armor for Prince Ernie. So we want to buy at least 2 suits of them, and then eventually we'd like to get 3 zombie slashers, 1 for Prince Ernie, 1 for Sadie, and then 1 for Indy. If we can only get 2 zombie slashers, that'd be okay, because we'll get another sword for free later on that's almost as strong as the Zombie Slayer. So, but I think right now we're gonna mainly focus on our defense, getting it up. So like I said, we had Sadie and Indy both had their hit points cut in half when they class changed, so being able to get a better defense and getting some fire resistance is really going to help them out. So, unfortunately, we won't be able to sell our Cloak of Evasions and Prince Ernie's gear to try to buy another magic armor, but... So now we want to do all our business first before we stay at this inn at night, because you'll notice once we stay at the inn, when you wake up, everybody's gone. Guard is gone, that guy is this prisoner's now a skeleton. Something was scrawled on the wall. I wanted to give someone the orb I had while I was still alive. So it sounds like we're going to have to come back here at night with the final key so we can actually enter the prison and talk with that prisoner while he's alive. So it looks like this village really was destroyed by the Archfiend's curse. But it only appears like the ghosts all come back at night. So there's the merchant. We want to, whatchamacallit, loot his treasure chest here because we're going to get a nice item. The Lamp of Darkness, and it can turn day into night. Eventually we'll learn a spell called Day-Night that can turn day into night and night into day. But for now, just being able to turn stuff into night is pretty helpful. You know, especially for like getting into this village. If we come back here later on, unfortunately this isn't a warp point, so we won't be able to warp back to this village. There's a few like smaller villages that you can't warp to, like that village Moore, where we got the Staff of Judgments. We had to walk there after we changed classes. We couldn't just warp there because the certain villages, they don't count as warp destinations. I guess you have to be a certain size. So there's a limited amount of spaces you can warp to, and there's other villages that are a little bit more important. So if we hug the coast there and headed north, we'd end up in a river where we find that volcano. If we just keep heading east from the coast, we're going to run into another little island. So, here we go. And I'm going to head here to this little island here. We've got a village here. And we just got here late at night. So once again, we're going to talk with all these people here during night. Then we can stay at the inn here to see what happens in the day. So we learned that there's a vase of drought in a place called Edinburgh to the north of Portugal. That's basically, you know, England in this game. As I said, Portugal's like basically Portugal. And then Tendaki would be like southern Africa. So this area would kind of guess maybe like it's a little far off, like Madagascar maybe, the island off of Africa. And then Liahana's a little bit over to the right, and that would be like Australia. From this shrine, you can go to a cave known as the Navel of the Earth. but we can't get into the navel of the earth until we get the final key. So it seems like a lot of our progress is being blocked off by final key doors. So it's important that we get to the final key. Where can we find the final key? Well, we'll learn a little bit more about that. We'll learn some more about that in the daytime here. So let's stop at the inn here, heal up. Mainly not necessarily to heal up, but just to get things to turn into day. Get more people out here, see what they have to offer information-wise and weapon-wise and tool shopping, sell some of our old gear. So here we go. The base of Drought is supposed to be in the castle of Egenberg. Egenberg is an island north of Portugal. Okay, we're gonna, like I said, sounds like we're gonna have to head there later. I'm the daughter of the tool shopkeeper. Please buy some invisibility herbs. And that is very important. You're gonna need those invisibility herbs before you get into, in order to get into Egenberg Castle. So here's the tool shop guy. I'm gonna buy 2 of those invisibility herbs. If you level up enough, you can get a spell called invisibility, but to level up that high would just take so long. So better just get these invisibility herbs. I'm going to buy 2. They don't last too long. You use them in on the screen and your character becomes invisible and allows you to sneak past guards. So we're going to have to do a little bit of a stealth mission to get into Egenberg Castle, and that's where the invisibility herbs are going to come in handy. What's going to come in handy even quicker than that is some money. Get some money here from selling those cloak of evasions. We unfortunately can't warp to Tendaki, or else I would have sold Prince Ernie's half-plate armor, and then could have bought warped to Tendaki and got another magic armor for him. So that soldier said that to get the final key we need some evasive type, So the village land sale, tiny village land sale. Our village is small, but the shrine is large. We're gonna have to come back to that shrine, like I said, once you're able to access the final key. Sounds like we need the final key. We need to get the final key, we need the Vase of Drought, and the Vase of Drought is in Egenberg Castle. So, looks like we're gonna have to warp there, or go there next. Let's talk to see if these people have anything to say. Nope, he's still saying us about the navel of the earth. And this dwarf guy up here has the same sprite as Nord, the dwarf. Do you have the invisibility herb? If you do, go to the castle of Egenberg. Alright, well, we've got 2 invisibility herbs. But we've never been to Castle Egenberg, so we can't warp there right away. But it's very close to Romley, or actually it's closer to Portugal. But remember, we can't save at the king in Portugal. We tried that one time to see, and apparently he's overdosed on pepper, so he's too sleepy. So this is the closest village to, or closest place we can save our game, and be ready to try to find that Egenberg Castle. So save our game here with the king. Remember, we want to turn down his offer, because we don't want to be king. We just enjoy being a prince. We enjoy being a prince and talking with, you know, hanging out with our friends, our ratty friends. So, we got a lot to do on our next adventure. We're going to head to Egenberg Castle, and let's see if we can find that Vase of Drought that'll help us find the final key. Take care, see you next episode. Bye!